Okay, today's date is Saturday, July 9th, 2022. Just want to remind everybody to make sure you hit the subscribe. See if I can even line it up. The subscribe button and like and ring the bell and make a comment. If I'm really smart, I'll remember this at the end too. You can hear my cat crying behind me. Oh, who is that? Is that Colby Jack and Biddy? Okay, enough of that. A lot of people have asked me to do a walk around on my motorcycle because I've been doing some videos and, I had to do a repair, which I'm going to upload that one tomorrow as well. But I think I'll just do a quick walk around and show everybody what they've been asking me about. Again, this motorcycle is a 1990 Honda Pacific Coast 800cc. They made them, I think, through 96. I did see something about a 98 one. I'm not sure if that's true. And then there were some years in the middle where they didn't make them. So 89 was the first one, and 96 or 98 was the last one, and then in the middle there weren't some. So this one's a 90, second year production. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see it. All right, so I do believe the only colors you could get these in was white and red, and maybe in 90 red might have been the only color. Anyway, I got it up on the center stand. Had to do a bunch of Googles on that because I'm terrible. I only weigh about 145 pounds, so getting a bike on a center stand is a bummer, especially a 1990 Cruiser. Anyway, the history of a Honda Pacific Coast is really, they were marketed for commuters, and more so in the big cities, and hence the Pacific Coast, because coastal cities have a lot of traffic problems, and they're allowed to do things like split lanes and stuff like that in those areas, and the bike does get 50 miles to the gallon, so that was always a helpful thing. Now in the 90s, I don't think I was paying $1.80 a gallon back then, if even that much. Anyway, so now obviously 50 miles a gallon is a big deal. The interesting thing about this bike, and I'm just going to walk around it as I talk, I'm not necessarily looking at anything in particular to talk about yet, but the fuel tank of this motorcycle is actually down here. So when you fuel up the bike, right here, it literally goes down below the bike. So what that creates is a real odd center of gravity. Where most bikes you have that weight up on the front top heavy, it's low. And it took me a little while to get used to it. I think it's better. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just so many years of riding the other style. Another thing I'll point out is this is a fully faired bike. I mean, as you can see, there's no exposed engine compartments, no exposed metal, really. Even the handlebars, even the handlebars aren't exposed. You can see this ram mount I put on. That's just actually to mount this camera in, so I can video while I'm driving. So it does have passenger pegs. Now, I don't insure my bikes to ride passengers. I've really never been a fan of it. I think it's dangerous. I know I'll probably get some hate mail on that, but that's the fact. The other thing I'd like to point out is this neat seat. It's a Corbin Gunfighter. I believe it's a Gunfighter, but it is a Corbin. This is not the factory seat. I did not receive the factory seat when I got it. This is an aftermarket luggage rack, and it actually has the Givy, I think I pronounced that right. Givy, I don't know. It's an accessory, a well-known accessory, but it's actually a luggage trunk that goes up there too, and it's really nice. You could use it and actually carry it like with a handle, and I should have brought it out here. Maybe we'll do a video on that another day. But the cool thing about this seat is, it's got an adjustable backrest for the passenger, but really this knob here, if you loosen it, you can actually increase and reduce the amount of space there, therefore, giving yourself some nice, really finding a comfort spot. And this was never used. I actually had trouble getting it broke loose to move it, but now it works great. So that's a really expensive aftermarket seat, and I really do enjoy it. I believe it makes a world of difference in the comfort. Now again, a 1990 motorcycle, got like 19,150 miles on it. I've been riding this pretty steady up until it broke down. Again, I'll have a video on that you can watch if you want, how I repaired it. But I would say I was putting tank gas through it a day for 3 weeks. Which it has like a 3-gallon gas tank, 2.8 or 3. Hard to say because that speedometer is a little off. Had this front wheel off quite a few times from the guy I bought it from because had some wobbles in it. It ends up being the tire was junk, but I kind of wonder if the speedo didn't get lubed. Anyway, another cool thing about this bike is it has a trunk. This whole rear part is a trunk. Now you get to see my Desert Storm veteran plates. That's very unusual. I don't think I've ever seen that on another motorcycle. I'm sure some have it, but so I'm going to quickly pull the lever and pop the trunk. Sorry, bear with the weird camera angle there. One-man band here today. But you can see how that opened. Again, the lever's in here by the gas tank. See this lever right here? You pull that to open it. Now, I saw a video on a brand new one of these when they were brand new, and didn't have the heavy aftermarket seat. And this is actually 30 pounds. This component here that holds the givey rack. Actually, when you pull that lever, it pops open and the hydraulics open the trunk on its own. So I might do a little sometime down the road an upgrade on that hydraulic and see if I can get it to do that again just by, putting something new in there. Oh, something I'll note, because a bunch of people have been complaining about me not wearing my helmet, blah, blah, blah. So this will be the helmet I'm going to try next because it's open face. So I think what people don't understand about wearing a helmet when you're trying to make videos is, well, it's hard to see you. All right, so last thing I wanted to point out about this trunk, well, it does have this really weird stereo in it, which I had to rewire in my repair. Still haven't figured out how to set the presets, but all I did was I wired in a Bluetooth RF transmitter so I can just get my phone to Bluetooth to it. It transmits to 88.5, and therefore I can get my Amazon Music. Cool thing about the trunk, I mean, look, I got a toolbox in there, a bunch of bottles of water, cleaning stuff, a kickstand pad. One of the cooler things is you can literally put 2 full-size helmets in the back of this. I actually saw a video where a guy put 2 cases of beer in the back and shut the trunk. So I think by design it's made for the 2 helmets is what I would say. That's the big thing. A lot of the plastic is easy, pops off by just quick body joints. Some of it you actually do have screws on. One of the, just thought something was loose there. One of the things I would say is a lot of bolts were missing when I worked on it, so I really probably need to pull all the panels off and make sure all the bolts are on, because it does rattle, and I notice some of the plastic doesn't line up. Part of that is these are also known to have brittle plastic after 32 years. So you got to be real careful with the parts. Another kind of neat thing is, they even shielded the brakes. So I don't know, that's cool, except I don't know how my brakes are and they feel bad, but I'm sure I can take that apart and check them easy enough. So anyway, so that's the lowdown on that. This bike also has hydraulic lifters. So as far as engine maintenance goes, I mean, it's just an oil changer. I don't, 1990, so maybe since it is carbureted, maybe you got to do plugs once in a while. But otherwise, I don't think anything else. So let's fire it up just so you can hear it. See, trunk just shut right back down. Look at that. Anyway, so another thing that was in here, which I didn't show you, is just a small knob. You can actually adjust the idle speed. I've never had to change it, The guy that set this up for me actually set it at just perfect. Listen to it. It's just perfect. It's not an obnoxiously loud bike. And if you see any nicks and scratches and dings on it, yeah, I caused those. It was a shame too, because I mean, for such an old bike, it was cherry when I got it. So I think that's the end of the video. If you have any specific questions or concerns or thoughts about this bike, please feel free to leave it in the comments area. It's a gorgeous bike. Fortunately, it's not for sale. Let's see if I can get me and the bike in on it. Look at that. Woo! Feels like we're doing a drone shot. Here, I'll do like a cool. So again, that's the walk around on the 1990 Pacific Coast. I'm sure there's a bunch of details I left out of this video, but I think it's pretty cool, and we're approaching my 12-minute limit. So subscribe, please subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers, and I got like 5. Hit the like button if you like it. I don't know if I get any credit for that. Ring the bell. I'm not sure if I get any credit for that too. Just fun to ring the bell. And then if you leave a comment, I do get credit too. So and credit, I don't even know what that is. I got to build so many credits till I can become a contributor that can advertise. And not that I want to pollute you with advertising, I don't, but I wouldn't mind a little side hustle either, because it's a recession, man. And we're going to talk stocks on this bike again pretty soon. So there you go. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and leave a comment. Thank you.